good, everybody? We are back, bringing in the new year, 2023. It's been a while, hasn't it, Marie?
It has been. It's I feel like it's been forever since we've done this.
I know.
It's almost nervous a little. It's like, oh.
I hear you. I am Alora Presley. I'm happy to be back. I'm kind of out of sync with everything. Lots of happenings going on in life and all that. And we got Marie on the other side. She's actually out of town too. So
Yeah, I'm a guest tonight. I don't have.
Oh, we already got some comments. My good friend of the show. We are doing good, and
Hi.
yeah, we had a pretty good holiday. I spent my first Christmas with the Mister.
Ooh.
Ooh. So,
What did you think of that crazy weather over Christmas weekend?
oh
I
my
don't
God.
I don't know what it was there, but here it was like 5 degrees.
It was like 8. I think the lowest here was like 13.
Yeah,
Because I'm a
it
lot further
was.
south.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, I'm not built for this cold. No, this does not work for me.
I would have really liked it if we had snow, but we can't have it all, I guess. But
No, it's funny. We got some on the 26th, and I was like, you're a day late.
day late and a dollar short.
Yep. Yep. I was like, that is not fair. That's Mother Nature, Mr. Weather
Almost said
playing
it
with
was
us.
9 her way with the chill and below 12 below. Oof.
Ooh, and they're in Texas too. That's
Yeah,
unheard of.
you keep that over there. We don't need it here.
No.
How was your Christmas, by the way?
It was all right. Not too bad. Our big family Christmas is on Christmas Eve with my husband's family. It was their turn for us to be here for Christmas, so we had a really nice time. I got 2 giant boxes full of wrestling trading cards. My
Oh wow.
brother-in-law always comes up with something that you can't wouldn't even think of to ask for, and he's like, "Here." So I need to go through it, and perhaps maybe if I have some duplicates, maybe I can give those away here on Peaches and Power Bombs, possibly. So
That's a great idea.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Mister got me a book. It's of The Rock. It's like his life in pictures.
Oh, that's cool.
So he understands my fascination with Samoans. I know he loves me because Samoans are my weakness, and he still got me something dealing with Samoans for Christmas.
That's true love right there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Ray, all day. I knew you were gonna be here. Oh my gosh. Hi, good to see you. Happy New Year to you. Where am I at? Comments. I got you. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I got you.
That's
Adam
funny.
Cole is king and the Braves still cheated. Ray's just not gonna let it go.
No, no. He it's time to let go. The Braves didn't win either, if it makes you feel better.
Right, right. Thank you, Ray, all day. You are awesome too. What you got going on? I had to deal with a creepy dude stalking me. Oof.
Oh my goodness. That is horrible.
Oh! Creepy
Girl.
dude stalking you. You called the police. The guy was wanted in raping an 11-year-old girl and a boy in California, and he was harassing somebody else. Oh, you poor thing. Oh
Oh
my God.
man. I can't understand how you would feel right now. That's horrible. And thank goodness you called the police on him, though.
Yes, absolutely. See something, say something. Um, well, I'm glad you're safe, Alma.
Yes.
There's so many creepy people out there. It's awful. I mean, just
Yeah, y'all stay careful. Y'all be careful out there. It's a nutty world.
absolutely. Um, but yeah, we Christmas is come and gone. The New Year's come and gone. I didn't bring in the New Year with the Mister. I fell asleep beforehand. I couldn't make it. I'm
I
old.
was up. I was watching a football game on the edge of my seat.
Lance from Dudes and Ringside, good friend of the page. Yes, we will we'll mention something about New Japan here shortly. We'll talk about all that. Speaking of football, of course, unless you've been living under a rock, Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest during the Bills and Bengals game this past Monday. As of I think as of this afternoon, he was responsive and
Hmm.
started talking, so that's really good. And I'm glad to see the solidarity that's being shown all across social media and at the event itself. And you know it was indeed a scary situation. I personally didn't see it, but um that's always scary to see something like that happen to somebody. So
Yep. Yep.
but I'm glad he's doing a lot better. And if y'all didn't hear, Mina says, "Hey, she is so excited that we're back on." I told the Mister, I was like, "She's gonna show out tonight. Just watch. She already is." So,
Well, it's been a while. She's gotta make a big old shebang.
mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, the dude she was talking about, pastor at the church down the street from here. Oh my god. Oh, oh my gosh, that is just. I am so glad you're safe, Alma. Oh, you saw it as it happened. Oh wow.
Wow. I
Mm-hmm.
was watching Monday Night Raw, and then someone, our friend Issa, she was having a watch along, and I was watching her at the same time, and they, kept talking about it in the chat and everything, and then she changed over, and I think we watched that footage probably for a good 15 minutes before
Yeah.
we changed it back, and it was crazy.
Excuse me. Yeah, he's young too. So
24 years old.
wow. Yeah. And that's that's always shocking and sad. First and foremost, you want him. Hopefully, he recovers and
Right.
hopefully he's able to continue to play once he's
Yeah.
healed or whatever.
Right.
I'm not really sure.
I tell you, this is probably going to fuel the Buffalo Bills to win everything for him. So, I mean, I don't watch the NFL. I don't know anything about the league. I don't know anything about the players on there, but I have a feeling that they're gonna really want to win everything for him. So I bet they'll have some fire underneath them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my uncle Mike, he was a lifelong Browns fan, and after they signed Deshaun Watson, he said he was done with the Browns, and he's like, "Go Bills," because he lives in New York. So
Hmm.
I've been meaning to call him, and I just really hadn't had the time, but kind of wanted to know, his take and all that. So, but yeah, this could have definitely went a lot worse. His first words were Braves cheated.
I'm sure it was. That was his first concern was the Braves cheated,
hmm Oh yeah, for
which they
sure.
didn't do.
All right, so let's get into some wrestling, shall we? We can catch
We're
up from the
supposed to be
holidays.
a wrestling podcast, so we'll
We're talking
see.
about everything else at this point, but that's okay. It's 2023. We do what we want. We're into our third year podcasting.
I know, that's insane.
I know. So yeah. So okay. Well, this was breaking earlier. The Wrestling Inc. reported that I'm gonna bring this up right quick. Give me just a second. The Wall Street Journal reports that Vince McMahon plans to return to the WWE in order to sell the company. Not only is Vince planning a return, but he's electing himself and the returning Michelle Wilson and George Barrios to the WWE board of directors. 3 current board members would have to step down for this action to happen. There was something else. Give me just a second. Let me refresh this. So, basically, he wants to sell the company, right? And basically, and it's also being reported that he has communicated to the board that unless he has direct involvement as executive chairman for the outset of a strategic review, he won't support or approve any media right deal or sale. So, like, if he isn't appointed as chairman again, he's not going to renew the television deals for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, nor will he agree to sell the company. And it says, and it ends with essentially he's holding WWE hostage to get his position back.
Huh.
So, yeah. So this
Sure.
Yeah.
That's really going to happen. The other board members are not going to do this. They like everybody else is happy with the new direction that WWE is going. It's not just that he's old and he's a little senile and a little outdated and, out of touch with stuff. That's not all of it. He's just bad PR.
I mean, what's done in the dark comes in the light, obviously.
Right.
That's what caused him to step down in the first place.
Alongside with this was another woman coming forward accusing him of sexual assault. So I was telling Alora before we got on here, I think that they have someone in the company who keeps leaking stuff to the Wall Street Journal to keep him from trying anything, because every time something comes out about him like this, they follow up with another, and this woman came forward and accused him of sexual assault. They don't want him back. The Royal Rumble, the gate for the Royal Rumble has made more money than it ever has in its entire existence. And that's even during the Attitude Era when it was booming. Like, they made more money off of tickets for the Royal Rumble this year than they ever have before. They're not going to give stuff like that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know, right? Right.
And they're doing a lot of neat things. Like, they just announced that the Money in the Bank is going to be overseas in London. They don't.
That's big.
Like, they had Clash of the Castle, but they created a pay-per-view for overseas. So this is like we're taking one of our pay-per-views and putting it over there, and it feels like they're included in on stuff,
Right.
So,
okay.
It's long overdue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was definitely news today as well. And I'm still waiting to see when they're coming back to Atlanta or whatever, because we were supposed to get a day one pay-per-view and they ended up canceling it. So anywho.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but at the same time I get it, because I mean, it's hard to get anyone to watch a pay-per-view on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
It's hard to get anyone to come downtown Atlanta on New Year's Day when, I mean, it's bad enough. It's bad enough as far as safety is concerned, but if you add drunks on top of that for the new year, it's even worse. So
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Drunks on Marta all day. Yeah. that sounds like something I really wanted to do. So, okay, so let's see here. We will get into all that is wrestling, Raw, SmackDown, AEW, other happenings. Um, so I've caught up on everything, but I did watch like about 2/3 of Dynamite last night, so I kind of know what's going on Dynamite. But me and the Mister caught up on Raw and SmackDown. This is where our title come from, the positives and negatives. So, uh, so what have you been watching Raw? And if you have
I
somewhat or
haven't been
whatever,
keeping up with Raw, but I did watch probably about 90% of it on Monday while it was live. That had been the first time in a little bit, just because I had been busy with the holidays and everything.
okay, yeah, same here. So yeah, this is like usually if I'm that behind on Raw, because I was like a month behind, I just delete it and be like, okay, whatever. But I actually took the time to watch it because there are the new direction that they went in. Like I said, it wasn't going to happen overnight, but I think after seeing these last few episodes, you're really starting to see some change, some positive influence.
I think the storylines are getting a little bit
Yes.
more interesting. I wouldn't necessarily say it's better yet, but you can tell that they're trying. Like with the Alexa Bliss stuff, I
Yeah.
don't want to knock it too hard. I mean, the match was a little bit iffy, and the fake blood on Bianca was
Bianca.
a little much for me. But I can see that they're trying to do something, so I don't want to knock it too hard.
They're definitely telling a story with Alexa Bliss and
Hmm.
then getting re-involved with Bray Wyatt. We're starting to see, because obviously that was over with the fans, and
Well, yeah, I'm interested to see if it's Bray Wyatt that's controlling her or if it's Uncle Howdy, because Uncle Howdy, in quotation marks, attacked Bray Wyatt last Friday. So
right,
it's like, okay, what's going on? Who is it? So
yeah. But yeah, definitely, I definitely think there's a storyline being told here, and you know, we haven't really seen Alexa Bliss in the title picture for the last several years. She's been in and out of the ring, and so I was more than okay with this. Let's see. Your mom says hi.
hi, Mom.
The Saint, real wrestling community. Hey, how you doing? Let's see here. Let me go back. Okay. So yeah, I think A for effort here for both women. It was actually pointed out. I saw something on Facebook last night. Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss recreated a fight scene from Scream. I
Oh
haven't seen.
gosh.
I never
I
seen
saw
Scream.
the comparison, but I didn't know what it was from because
Scream.
I
I
don't think I've ever seen that because
haven't either.
I'm not a scary movie person. So
Right. Well, I thought that was pretty cool because some fight scenes in movies are pretty epic. So I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was cute. So, of course, you have Belair and Bliss going on. Then you got Becky and Bailey going on with Damage Control.
hmm
I definitely think we could see Becky and Bailey at WrestleMania, which
I'd be okay with that.
yeah, I'm like 100% down for that. So that's been going good too. I definitely like the promo that they did a couple weeks ago. And so and then
Please tell me you saw the Dominic Mysterio video.
oh my god, he had some hard times. Hard times. in prison.
He's only like, I
Like,
mean,
dude, you didn't
we
even
know.
go to prison. You probably went to the county jail.
Right? He's got the toothpick and the muscle shirt. Oh,
I give him credit for trying.
I thought it was great. I think they're trying to go for as much cheese as they possibly can with this, and it's working for me. I like it. It's entertaining.
He tried to ruin Christmas and got locked up. Look at that. I said,
Call Finn and Priest. I can't make it. Oh man.
that was just so funny. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
So this goes in line with SmackDown. We'll talk about SmackDown here shortly. Sami Zayn ate the pin in the tag match with him and Roman Reigns against John Cena and KO. They started Raw like just destroying everything and doing like a takeover. And this is what I want to see. Let's go back to when they were trying so hard with Roman. It was like they didn't know what to do. And instead of something like we saw Monday, they had him going out there laughing, cutting jokes after he lost the championship to Sheamus Money in the Bank. And I'm like, that's not the way you do it. This is the way you do it.
Yep.
So essentially Roman still hasn't been pinned, but he does have a loss, but Sami Zayn ate that pin. That keeps Roman strong.
Yeah. So it makes things interesting though, because in the back of your mind you're thinking, this is Roman's first. Now he didn't eat the pin, but this is still technically Roman's first loss in how many years?
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be happy about that?
No, and we're going to see his reaction Friday. So I like the fact that they took that and they was causing all kinds of madness on Raw. I love the passion with Sami. It's like he has a brand new attitude. Like the promo he cut on SmackDown, oh my god! I was like, they're just letting him have free reign. I hope, but this is what we wanted.
It's great. It's great. I think Sami is over enough to where they could pull off having Sami versus Roman at WrestleMania.
That's exactly what I said.
I mean, I know that doesn't sound appealing to outsiders or casual fans. It sure does to me. I think it'd be really enjoyable. It'd be like Yeselmania again. It would be like Kofi Mania again. It would be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I still think Cody is probably front runner. Cody Rhodes is front runner to win the Rumble. But what if he decided to have Sami Zayn, which as of this broadcast, nobody has declared an entry in the Rumble or anything, as far as I know. So what if
I think there might be some qualifying matches set for Friday, I believe. But they're mid-card people, so it's not a huge deal.
I got you. Before I lose my thought here, I believe it's both guys in some way. She was talking about talk about I got you, Alma. I got you. And Sugar Shane, my New Year's Peaches and Power Bombs resolution, not going to diss Eddie Kingston anymore.
You don't want the fight me button anymore? I can't press it for you tonight anyway. I'm a guest. You have to pick on Alora in order to get the fight me button.
What did I just miss? Oh, Dom is such a cheesy burrito. Oh God, I saw the stuff on social media around the holidays, and it was just great. Oh, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
they're continuing. I love it. It
So
was a great
do
idea.
you see like a Ray versus Dominic for WrestleMania?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
100% down for that too. I don't know. I would think I don't know if it would be one on one, but I think that it could be like Ray and Edge, Beth Phoenix, another person against the Judgment Day in an 8-man
Yeah.
tag. I would be all right with that, and that would make sense because
Yeah.
technically they're all they all have something
I would think that
together.
Ray would probably want a one-on-one match with the Sun, though.
Yeah,
It just depends on if they're willing to execute on that.
yeah. And,
We'll see.
for someone,
Because
for someone, yeah. Go ahead.
Edge and Beth Phoenix aren't done with them either.
No, exactly. That's
Because
what I
they
said.
haven't
You
been
got
seen
Ray,
since that
Edge.
I Quit match.
Yeah. So you got Ray, Edge, Beth Phoenix, and you would have to have one more person. Unless Dominic is just like ringside being like a pansy, But
Yeah.
so but yeah, I definitely do that.
I don't know. Maybe they could bring in Bad Bunny or something because he has a history with Damian Priest, and maybe he doesn't like that his friend is now on the
Ooh,
bad side.
nice. That's a great idea. Put Dom and Ray in a cell match. Shane says Dom is the man now. I think it could end up there. That might be the one-on-one match. Hell in the Cell. Never know. Never know. So, but and the one thing too that I really like from Raw, and this is on SmackDown too, they're putting a lot more focus on the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title.
They're very important.
Yes, I like the fact that that has been brought to the forefront, and it's not not an afterthought like it had been. So, and we totally just got off course talking about Royal Rumble, and then we started talking about Judgment. But yeah, I mean, and I'm saying that like 40,000 times. I'm sorry, but it's just so much going on. It's like, where do you go? You take a
Right.
detour, and then oh shoot, I gotta turn back around. Yeah, I could see Sammy being winning the Rumble, like having a last minute entry, and you never know. But I definitely think Cody is going to be that front runner, and we shall see.
We'll see. We'll see. AJ
Yep.
Styles got hurt last Monday.
Rollins did too.
He hurt his. Okay. He got hurt on this Monday, and AJ Styles got hurt a week before. Okay.
Yeah.
I know AJ broke his ankle.
Yeah.
He doesn't need surgery.
Yeah. He just needs some R&R.
Yeah.
Rollins, he hurt his knee. I'm not sure the extent of the injury. It was the same one that he had hurt several years ago when he was on that hot run as WWE champion in 2015. So that's not good.
No. That was a killer match too, him and Austin Theory.
Yeah, it was. Me and the Mister was talking about the Rollins attire Monday. I was like, see, this is tolerable. He has some color in his gear, but it was the gear was black and it had like red, blue, yellow stripes. I was like, see, that's tolerable. Like, why are you coming out looking a mess? But this is tolerable. I can
Like he raided Becky's lingerie drawer or something with the
right.
lathe.
Oh, did you see the one he wore? It was a few weeks back. I'm like, um, I thought WrestleMania was bad. He outdid
No,
himself.
I don't think I saw it.
It was like red, I think. But I was like, oh my god, it was bad. but the gear he wore on Monday was tolerable. I was like, see, this is tolerable. I can accept that. And the mister's like, I'm like, it's tolerable. We're not laughing at him. We can actually pay attention to what he's doing. But I like the fact that Seth Rollins, like, he's like all of a sudden just turned face, and like people are singing along to his song, and he's really into it. I was like, well, good for you. I hope the injury is not too serious though.
I hope maybe he just tweaked it and just needs a little bit of rest and he'll be okay. That's what we're going to hope for anyway.
Yeah, yeah, and their status for the Rumble would be unknown. That would be a big hit for the Rumble too, because
Yeah,
AJ Styles and Seth Rollins are, final four caliber, I should say. You
because
know.
Seth has been really carrying Raw on his back for the past couple months.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh yeah.
it would be a big blow if he didn't
Yeah, it
he
would.
got hurt.
Shane, we just talked about that a few minutes ago, so I don't know if it's gonna go through or not.
Crazy old man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
He
And the
can't
one
he can't help himself, can he? He can't just let it be and let younger people run it and him just sit back and collect the cash. That's all he has
Yeah,
to do. I
yeah,
mean,
that's all he has to do.
he's the major he owns most of the stock, so he owns the majority of the company. Just sit back, relax, let everybody else do the work and just make the money.
Yeah, exactly. The one more thing I wanted to talk about Raw before we move on is they actually repackaged Akira Tozawa because the 24/7 title is no more,
Mhm.
and they've been having him do some stuff with the Street Profits. So I kind of like the fact that we're seeing him actually wrestle because he's not a bad wrestler at all.
No,
But I just hated that he had to be like 24/7 fodder for like a few years.
just a goofball.
I know. So I'm glad to see that, or that I think a little bit goes a long way in this case. Um, so that was something that I noticed, and I was like, they repackaged him, and I kind of like the fact that they brought him up with the Street Profits, and he's actually wrestling. So I was
That's
like, well,
good.
good for you, WWE.
I miss our truth. I want his shenanigans on my television
Oh
again.
yeah, oh yeah. Our truth can do anything, and it's money. You have anything you'd like to add on Raw before we go to the next topic?
I'm trying to think. Austin Theory, I didn't think that he would be able to survive that decision about the cash in of the Money in the Bank, but he really has. He's switched gears and he's more aggressive and looks more serious. Dropped the selfie stuff, and
Okay.
I really
Yeah.
like this new face to Austin Theory. He's he's a really good talent. I don't know if anybody here has ever seen him wrestle outside of WWE. He's a really good talent. He's young. He's got a ton of potential, and I just can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. That's a good point. I really thought that was a bad idea, but they really turned that around. They more or less fixed it and made it better than what it could have been. Because if it was under Vince, that would have just been bad.
Yeah,
But this,
they would have he would have been pushed to that height way too soon, and people wouldn't have accepted it.
mhm,
So letting him naturally grow into that position is better.
right, right. Um, yeah, I agree. That's a good point too. And I like the fact that, both Seth and Bobby Lashley was involved. So, I mean, can't go wrong.
Yeah.
So,
I would kind of like to see an Austin Theory and Brock Lesnar storyline at some point.
maybe, yeah.
I think they would really do well together.
Shane says NXT is a mess. It's almost unwatchable. I haven't caught up with NXT.
I haven't watched NXT in like a year. I'm gonna be honest.
I do want to mention. I'm glad Shane brought it up because I will mention this right quick before we move to the next topic. While we were out or whatever, Mandy Rose was like quietly
Yeah.
let go by WWE in quotation marks. She has some rather racy content on her fan page that she makes a lot of money from, and that is why she had to drop the title to Roxanne Perez.
Okay, if
So, go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. Okay, number one, if it's in her contract that she's not allowed to have that stuff, I 100 and she refused to let go of it. I 100% understand that. However, if it wasn't and they just didn't want her to do that, you have Matt Riddle over here on drugs, not just weed, on drugs, having to go to rehab, having relations with some racy people themselves, and he's still got his job. That sounds a
Yeah.
little not fair to me, but I mean,
Right.
I don't know the contents of her contract, so I really don't know, but it didn't sound fair.
Yeah. Yeah, and Mandy's reign was indeed historic for NXT. I felt like she did a very good job during her reign. Obviously, to me, that was like one of the best. Obviously, that's a highlight of her career, and I think it actually closed that show. I can't remember what show it was, but I think it actually closed the show. With that being said, I love Roxanne Perez. I watched her stuff as Roxy in the Indies. She is a very great talent and she's definitely the next big women's star for WWE. So I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that they're WWE recognizes that and they're taking care of her as far as that goes. I hate that she had to win under controversy, you know.
Yeah.
So, but so we're going to segue right quick, take a break from WWE. I do want to talk about a couple of things. As y'all know, Don West, he was a commentator for NWA TNA back in the day. He had passed away recently. I always enjoyed his commentary. I hate that it
And he
was
was young
after,
too. He was only 57.
yeah. But yeah, him and Mike Tenay commentated together on TNA, and I've I really enjoyed his work. So I'm sad to see that he passed away, and uh, okay, and then we'll talk about this right quick. Wrestle Kingdom 17 happened yesterday, and of course, the highly anticipated debut of the former Sasha Banks, now Mercedes Money or Monet. I don't know how they're pronouncing
Monet.
it. I like it,
Yeah,
Mercedes Monet.
if you see her name, it has the thing, the
Okay,
little thing over the E, so it's Monet.
Monet. Okay, good. So she made her New Japan debut. She is going to challenge Kairi, the former Kairi Sane, at New Japan Pro Wrestling Battle in the Valley in San Jose next month. And she did kind of mess up her little move. The one they don't really have clips of it online, but I did see where she attacked Kyrie. It was messed up a little bit, but probably I just chalk it up to nerves.
Ring rust too. She
Yeah,
hasn't been in there since what, June? So
May, June, somewhere around there. a lot of people they they give her a hard time, and she
They,
might she might come off as a diva a little bit, and I think uh her passion gets the best of her, I think sometimes.
I think she's just trying to fight for what she believes she deserves. I don't think she's trying to be ugly. She's just trying to get what she thinks she deserves.
Right. And and she wants to do there's so much that she wants to do. She's going to be 31 this year. So she's young, and someone of her caliber, I feel like, if you didn't want to go back to WWE right now, that's completely your prerogative, because when she left, it was at the high point of, how it was with, run under Vince. So like I really couldn't blame her, but at the same time, we still don't know the story. So but she's gonna take this opportunity and do some other stuff. Somebody of her caliber, kind of like Saraya. Yeah, do
Yeah,
it.
and from what they say, she's a really big fan of Japanese wrestling and has always been interested in them. And this is the first time that New Japan has ever had a women's division.
Yes.
And so she wants to do something revolutionary where she gets to build that up. She gets to do it twice because she was already part of
No
the
stranger to it, right?
right. She knows what that entails, and I mean, she is a star, and I hear people all the time, well, she was asking for Charlotte and Becky money. What is she on their level? And I'm like, yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She main evented WrestleMania in her own right, just like the other two did. So,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, she's a star, and yes, she can help build that division up just
I
like
saw
anybody else.
I saw I think it was on Wrestling Inc. I saw a report that she wants to work with Asia Kong and Manami Toyota, and I'm
Hmm.
like, yes, yes, like absolutely. So not only is she taking the opportunity to help New Japan build this women's division, she wants to take on, you know, veterans and pioneers of women's wrestling while they're still doing it. And I'm like all over that. So like, don't knock it till you know the story, but I'm happy for her, and of course I could be a bit biased because she is one of my favorites, but she's very passionate, and this whole thing with New Japan stardom, she's just gonna continue that. I mean, let her. I mean, the women's division WWE is fine without
Yeah,
her right now, and of course, if she comes back, that'd be great too. So let her do her thing.
right.
If she wants to, if she wants to improve women's wrestling as a whole, shoot, let her. Just
Yep,
let her, because she can and she will. So
yep. And that'll give women another option because
mhm.
sometimes in the field of pro wrestling, the 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 field for women is slim pickings, and you don't always have a lot of variety in where you can go, and this gives another choice for them. So
Right, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. For sure, for sure.
I think another reason why she might have botched that a little bit is she's probably used to the rowdy US crowds, and the Japanese crowds are a lot more reserved. So
Yeah,
she was probably freaking out a little bit about that. So
probably that atmosphere and
it's different. She's just got to learn to adapt to it, but she can.
yeah. Well, at least she wasn't like top dollar a couple weeks ago.
Oh
Good
gosh,
lord. He
that
said
was
his
bad.
he said his leg gave out. I was just like, no, I don't know. It was bad. But
You're
speaking of
too big to be jumping like that.
mm,
Your legs can't go up that high. I'm
Mike
sorry.
Michael Cole had me rolling. And you could tell he's not like um he's not controlled either because, like, after he did that, Michael Cole was like, well, there's a reason why he doesn't do it that often.
Yep.
Oh, that was so funny.
I doubt if he tries it again either.
I know, right? So that's definitely a low to SmackDown. SmackDown, obviously, I have a lot more to say about SmackDown than Raw. You haven't kept up with SmackDown either, I guess.
No, I've watched SmackDown the past 2.5, 3 weeks.
Okay, so is there anything in particular you want to bring up?
Well, I'm pretty sure you were excited about Charlotte Flair's triumphant return and challenging Ronda Rousey right then, right there, right after she had gotten done winning against no, who was it? Somebody.
Oh, Raquel.
Raquel. Okay, Raquel. And she accepted the challenge. And boom, boom, 2, 3 little moves, and Charlotte is our new women's champion. I know you're not too excited about Charlotte. I know you think she's always pushed in front. However, I'm excited about it, and I'll tell you why.
Hang on.
Ronda, okay.
Girl.
I'll tell you why. Ronda Rousey's title run, her run altogether has been absolutely boring.
Yeah.
And
I won't argue that.
I know Charlotte might not have been like the best choice or whatever, but golly, right now I'm just in anybody but Ronda mood. So I was like, yes, go get her, girl. She's way more interesting to me. Yeah, and I like Charlotte, so.
And I like Charlotte too. It's just the fact that they she's like their go-to for everything. Here, let's have another one. Here. I'm like, can she do something else instead of hold some gold? Damn. That's just my thing.
I mean, I understand her being in the title picture so much it gets annoying, and I kind of want to see her just in some stuff that's not feuding over the title, but more about maybe something else, like, okay, we got a little personal about something or whatever, you know? Mm-hmm. I understand all that. I'm just, in this current climate, I would rather have her than another few months of Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, because considering that you kind of needed that. HBT from the Straight Up Wrestling Show. This is good stuff. Thank you, even though I'm repeating myself 40 million times. But
hey, we need to have those guys on sometime.
Yes, I was going to talk to you about it when you got back home. So
okay.
And Shane Charlotte is 2 away from Ric Flair's 16-time world championship run.
Yeah, wow.
Yep.
And she's only, what, 33 or something like that? And it took Ric Flair all the way until he was like 50-something.
Yeah. Well, with the women's division, they are trying with the women's division over there on SmackDown. Raquel Rodriguez would probably be front runner if it wasn't for Charlotte. But I wanted to point this out too. And this is going on Raw as well. We had mentioned this earlier. The use of the talent is so much better.
Yeah.
And so there's this feud going on right now between the Viking Raiders, Hit Row, and Legado del Fantasma. And I love the fact that you got all of them doing something, even the women, because you got B-Fab, you got Selena Vega, and then you got the former Sarah Logan, now known as Valhalla. So I think they're gonna, they got a good thing going on. Everybody's beefing with each other, and that's opportunity TV time, So I like the fact that we're seeing all this going on. They have something that fans can pay attention to. They're not necessarily being lost. So I wanted to mention that. I thought that was something that definitely stood out to me as well.
Mhm.
And it didn't take away from anybody, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I like Santos Escobar.
Oh yes, I do
I
too.
love him.
I love him too. Don't tell the mister.
Okay. Okay. Tell me about something that's exciting. I mean, I know it's not on here, but I'm sure we can talk about SmackDown rumors as well for
Yeah,
WrestleMania here.
yeah,
I
sure.
heard some stuff maybe that a Gunther versus Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania might be in the making, and I'm just sitting over here drooling and praying and hoping that happens because
You
we
you you
need.
might you might be shocked, but that sounds really good.
I want that in my life so bad.
I know.
Oh
Gunther
man,
and Ricochet was bomb. Let me tell you, I was so
you
happy for him.
you know what we need as our next clip is that clip of Big E saying "big meaty men slapping me." But yeah, yeah. And it would
That
be
would definitely be
interesting.
good.
It would be really interesting too if Gunther still had the Intercontinental title,
I think he will. I don't necessarily. I
and
don't
if
want
Brock.
Brock Lesnar to win, but
No,
with him,
no,
with Gunther and Imperium, that definitely would have to set up for a Brock Lesnar loss.
right. But just think, with just having Brock Lesnar challenge for the Intercontinental title and what that would do. I mean, I
Yeah,
know he's not your favorite, but his name means something. And so putting that caliber of a name onto a mid card title is insane. He's never held that title. I don't even know if he's challenged for it.
I don't
So
think he has. Yeah.
that would be crazy.
Oh, but go jump in the river, girl. Cool down. Talking about
No.
Santos. Girl, I know.
Oh. Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great yeah, that's good. That's a great idea for sure. For sure. Um so so
This
another
coming. Oh,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Um so Bray Wyatt is back and they've been slowly building this up with this whole Bray, Uncle Howdy, all this stuff. Bray's first feud back, LA Knight. They did announce that they're doing what they call a pitch black match for the Royal Rumble, LA Knight
Yep.
versus Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? A lot of people are probably like, I don't know. I like it because you have a top player in Bray and LA Knight. Some some of us some of y'all
LA.
might be familiar with his work in NWA and TNA as Eli Drake.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that LA Knight is getting an opportunity like this. And because Bray's comeback, we didn't know what was going on. And then he came back, we're wondering what's happening, and then this is gonna be his first feud. So like um I'm excited about it. I'm happy for LA Knight. I think you know, they're going to make the most of that opportunity for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And LA Knight's been knocking it out of the park. I mean, he's been standing right up there and and
Oh yeah.
and keeping up with him. I don't think WWE realized exactly what they had at that time before when they were trying to have him be with the models and all that kind of stuff.
That was
And
so
he was
dumb.
trying really hard to get it over, but you could tell that that wasn't him and that's not what he wanted to do. And once a certain somebody that we have already talked about stepped down and got away from it, and Triple H allowed him to return to his roots and be himself again, it's just been great. And I'm
Yeah,
a little interested in how a pitch black match is going to work. Like, is it really going to be in the dark because no one there's going to be able to see what's going on? Or, it's probably just going to be dim lighting to where you could just see just enough. But
right.
it's different. We gotta say, I mean, everybody's like, oh, they always do the same predictable stuff. This is something different. So why are you still complaining?
Exactly. I mean, I'm all over that too. And but yeah, I'm actually interested in this storyline, and I think there's going to be so many layers to this story because we got the whole thing with Alexa Bliss going on too that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So of course we mentioned Sami Zayn earlier,
Hmm.
but I mean this is mainly happening on SmackDown. He is totally stepping up his game.
Yeah.
Um oh my
I think
god,
he's the best thing on SmackDown.
he really is. I think he's the best thing on WWE right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And
My
if any,
nephew,
go ahead.
my youngest nephew, he is 10 and he loves John Cena. But he had never seen him wrestle in real time before. He had only seen like his old stuff from like 15 years ago or whatever it is, 10 years
Uh-huh.
ago. And so I had him come over last on Friday to watch it, and that little boy's face was so cute. He was so excited. He recorded it on his phone. I think he's watched it probably about 20 times by now. It's really cute. So John Cena still making little kids' dreams come true. So
Yeah. I was gonna say before you mentioned John, if any, I think Sami Zayn is the best thing going on in WWE right now, and we just have to do this. So if anybody says otherwise,
fight me, fight me, fight me, fight me, fight me, don't fight me.
it wouldn't be P&P without it.
no, no,
P&P in 2023. We are bringing over the fight me button.
yes, it came with us, came with us. Yep. So John Cena returned. He returned on the last SmackDown of 2022, which of course him and KO teamed up against Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, and which resulted in Roman's first loss, not pinfall loss, but Sami Zayn was the one that ate the pin. But this definitely sets up for more interesting shenanigans to happen on Friday.
Yep. Isn't the Elimination Chamber match in Montreal?
Yep, we talked about it on our last podcast. You already know it's not a matter of if, it's when.
Oh, we know when. Then.
What did you think about John Cena's house? I saw that.
Look, this is the way I say it. John Cena's getting older and he's balding. And he's making movies, making commercials, making millions of dollars, and everybody else is just getting old and balding.
Yeah.
He may be getting old and balding, but he's making millions of dollars while he's at it. So what a
He could have did like a fade or something, but I don't know what.
I think if he see that's the thing, he's been balding forever. It's just you couldn't tell with that crew cut.
Right.
If he actually like shaves it really short in the back, you couldn't tell.
Right. He probably just didn't have time that day. I don't know. But yeah, he so a lot of people were glad to see him. Me, I'm like, ugh, really? But
I was excited to see him. He's more entertaining than half the roster sometimes. I was more he was more entertaining trying to tag into the match than he was when he actually got in there. He was hopping around the apron like a bunny rabbit and going, pick me, pick me, pick me. It was pretty entertaining. I was laughing.
Oh Jesus. So other than Dylan, I like the fact that with KO, him and Sami Zayn has this tumultuous history, and I'm glad they're putting focus on that too. But not only are they having problems with KO, the Bloodline and the Brawling Brutes been having some bangers too. So I'm excited to see more of them as far as that goes, where they go.
I'll be interested to see this coming Friday. I don't know if they'll actually do it. But if somehow Sami Zayn made the Usos lose those tag team titles to like Drew McIntyre and Sheamus on Friday, I'd be like,
I don't want them to lose it anytime soon because I'm just loving this.
Oh, I know, little Miss Samoan's favorite.
Hashtag Samoans are my weakness.
And I wouldn't want them to lose it to just a makeshift team of Drew McIntyre and Sheamus either. I'm just
right. You needed to be big.
I'm just interested in seeing how they can make the tension with Sami Zayn even thicker. Is my point.
Mm-hmm.
How would you do that?
That is true. That is true because I was reading a while back that there was an idea on the table for Sami Zayn and KO to team up at WrestleMania against the Usos, which I feel like Sami should definitely be. I would love to see the idea we talked about earlier about him and Roman. So I kind of feel like that's a consolation prize because he's been so freaky over, you know?
Right.
But, we should, it's just, but, it's continuing the storyline either way. So,
yep.
I'm going to take what I can get because this has just been bomb from the start. It's like, whoever is in control of that storyline, like, don't fire them, don't let them get COVID, nothing like that.
Give them a raise.
Yes.
Give them a raise.
Double the raise, maybe triple the raise, come on. So, of course, there was more focus on the Intercontinental Championship. They had that World Cup tournament. Ricochet won, which I was very happy about. Yeah, Ricochet is underused in WWE, and I hate that. Because he's very talented, and they've
been doing more stuff with him though.
Yes, and I'm glad. It's a long time coming. Ricochet does have experience as being a top guy. He was Prince Puma in Lucha Underground, so it's proven he can carry a company or carry a brand. So I definitely thought Santos was going to win, but I was happy for Ricochet. Like I said, him and Gunther was a banger. So we're definitely seeing more. It's definitely more positives than negatives going in there. And Timothy, I was wondering where you were. I hope you had a good holiday too. And speaking of Jamie Hayter, her and Britt Baker are taking on Saraya and a partner of her choosing next week.
It's going to be Toni Storm.
Oh, it is? Okay.
They announced it last night.
Ah, okay.
I think that they were holding out to try to see if they could get Sasha, Mercedes, whatever you wanted. I think they were trying to get her in, and I think it just didn't work out or something.
Yeah.
So they just went ahead, so it's not such a letdown for people. The way they did it, though, is interesting because they had Saraya in the middle of Toni Storm and Hikaru Shida with Renee. And they were talking about it, and Renee asked her if she had any updates on who her partner was going to be. And she said, she talked up both girls and everything, and she goes, and I'm choosing the best wrestler in this division. And she looks over at Toni Storm and said, it's you. And then right in front of Shida, right? And Shida's like sitting there like, really? You're just going to diss me like that? And say, I'm horrible or something like, it was really weird the way that happened. So but then I saw there was a graphic. It said Saraya and Tony Storm versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter.
Okay.
So, so far that is what's on the card. I don't know if they have any plans of having Sheeta maybe attack Tony and taking her out or something. I don't know.
You know, this is a good thing for Sheeta because I think she's overdue for a change. So
Yeah, she does need one. But I will say this, her and Jamie Hayter had an amazing match on Holiday Bash. That was
oh really?
probably the best. That was the best AEW women's match I've seen.
Okay.
It was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did catch AEW last night, and I hadn't watched other stuff, but MJF is killing it as always, but Bryan Danielson is going to be his next opponent at Revolution. Yeah. I love the promo between the two of them last night. Very entertaining, very funny. Of course, they got stipulation. MJF had a stipulation for Bryan Danielson leading
of course
up to getting the number one contendership.
Of course.
If Bryan Danielson wins every match between now and February the 8th, he will be number one contender for the AEW World Championship at Revolution. And of course, and then Bryan Danielson's stipulation is when he does make it, not a matter if, when he makes it to Revolution to face off against MJF, he is challenging MJF to a 60-minute Iron Man match. I love it.
That's going to be fantastic.
MJF ain't going to know what to do. This is definitely going to be a test for MJF because we already know Bryan Danielson can run circles around him when it comes to wrestling.
I wouldn't say so.
Well, yeah, and I was going to say, MJF can hold his own, but we all know how Bryan Danielson is.
Right. Well, see, MJF has been very smart. I mean, it's in Bryan Danielson's character that he's like, I just want to wrestle, and that's what I want to do. And so he's in match after match after match. I mean, MJF, he has the character of, I'm a special attraction. He said that last night. Yeah. I don't wrestle, 100-something times a year. I think he only wrestled 8 to 11 times last year.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. He's very careful about when he steps into the ring, and he only does it when it benefits his character and makes it seem bigger. And he always does the you got to work your way up to being able to look at me. He did it with Cody Rhodes. He had those stipulations for Cody. And then he had the 5 stages of Jericho or whatever it was for him.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I think he had Wardlow jump through some hoops too. So
yeah, he did.
That's what he does. That's what he does. It's good. It's consistent.
Have you heard anything about the CM Punk rumors?
No, but I'm praying really hard that they figure out how to make some money out of it because I think it'd be killer if they did.
Yeah.
There's a lot of. We didn't talk about it when we talked about New Japan earlier, but FTR dropped those titles too, so they don't have any titles right now at all.
Oh wow! Okay.
No. Yeah, they lost the AAAs, they've lost the IWGPs, they've lost the Ring of Honors, so they are completely titleless. And
yeah.
Their contracts for AEW are up in March or April, I think, May, something like that. So, but that wouldn't have any bearings on those other titles. So it's interesting to me that they're doing that. I don't know, maybe are they taking time off? Or are they maybe gearing up for something like I don't know, the trios titles with CM Punk against the Elite?
I would love that, actually.
I would die if it actually happened. I'm like, did CM Punk really just get the stick out of his own butt and try to make some money?
And you know you're gonna have those because, oh, I told you it was a work.
No, just because they're using it doesn't mean that it wasn't that they
Sometimes personal issues bring about the best storylines. We've seen
right.
it happen.
And the elite need to eat some humble pie too because they're not
Yes.
totally innocent either. So
Yeah.
both parties just need to come in and just lay it out.
I am more interested. Shane says he's more interested in Moxley versus Hangman Page. He thinks that MJF as champion is not going over like he thought it would.
He's only been champion for a month and a half. Come on.
Yeah. I think for Punk too, I'll say this is that I don't want to see his comeback story end on a sour note like the
Right.
press debacle, you know.
Right.
CM Punk to me, he could be a hothead. He's got that Scorpio temper. I see that he's pretty difficult, as people say, but I think I see comparisons to him and Sasha a lot. They're very passionate about wrestling, and I think and I feel like CM Punk, to me, he's earned his respect. He's earned the wrestling credentials or whatever, and but it's like you said, humble pie. Yeah, I feel like he should have some of that too. Pretty much everybody involved in that should have had some of the humble pie because we still don't really know the whole situation, but when you get all those egos in the same room, and this is bad,
Yep. You have to have a big ego to be in wrestling, so it's there. And
ticking time bomb.
Like I said, I don't think it's entirely CM Punk's fault, but I don't think it's entirely the Elite's fault. You got each side of the story, and then in the middle is the truth.
Yeah.
And, you got some people saying that CM Punk was a toxic in the locker room, but it's coming from people like, how would you even know? And then you got people like Dax Harwood coming out on his podcast saying, Punk always had his door open to people. He was always willing to help. He was handing out Starbucks gift cards, trying to, give back to the younger kids in the locker room and everything. And I don't think he's a saint by any means, but I really do honestly think that he was trying to do good things there. And he was just getting agitated with how certain people were acting, and he lashed out. And did he react the right way? No, I wasn't fond of his actions at the press conference, but
I wasn't either. I definitely think go ahead.
I definitely think that something pushed him over the edge in order that he felt like he had to do that.
Yeah, he was definitely unprofessional, and he definitely owes an apology to the locker room. And when that happens, I don't know, but I think now that incident has pretty much died down, maybe there is, maybe there is opportunity for that. We hope so.
Yeah. There's some people who think that that him and FTR are going to make an appearance at the end of that ladder match that's going on between the Elite and the Lucha and the Death Triangle this coming week. My thing is, though, well, actually, you know what? It could still happen. Without him actually getting physical with anyone and without him actually doing anything, it could still happen. This was back in
to make an appearance. This
was back in early September, right, when he got hurt, and they were saying it would probably take him about 7 months to get better.
Oh yeah.
We're about 4 months, 5 months in. So
Okay.
if
Yep.
he takes about 3 more months to the end of to Revolution or Double or Nothing, because they could even play it out until Double or Nothing if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Because CM Punk is that good, he can make a stretch.
Oh yeah.
Um, he was coming out as WWE champion on crutches for like 3 months, and he was still more entertaining than anything else on there.
Right.
So they can do that. They could do that. He just wouldn't be able to get quite physical right now, but we would
Yeah.
have to wait and see if that actually happens. Yeah, I would be like, okay, guys, good job of letting cooler heads prevail and decided to make money on this because it'd be great.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Um, anything else we need to talk about AEW? I know Darby Allin won the TNT championship from Samoa Joe last night. It was in his hometown of Seattle.
But now what? It had no build. And now Darby Allin's been treading water for the past year. Had no steam on him whatsoever. Joe had been building momentum. He beat Wardlow for that title. He had both titles, doing really well, and then they just stunt that just because Darby Allin was in his hometown. And
Yeah.
anyway, it doesn't look believable. Joe looks like he could eat him for breakfast. It
Eat
didn't
the
make any sense to me.
Yeah, I saw that and I went, "Oh wow!" Because I didn't see that part. Like I said, I watched 2/3 of it last night. I saw them. Saw the Acclaim. They lost, then restart. They kept the titles.
Right. That was fine because it builds more conspiracy around and keeps that going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
I heard Karen Jarrett has something to say about the Max Caster's rap.
yeah,
I
I
was
can
like,
kind of understand her being a little upset over it, and I kind of am glad that they're using that to fuel the storyline too. So it's like,
yeah.
yeah, use that heat, build it up.
So somebody online said, "You married two over the past 20 years. You've married two wrestlers. You know how this works."
Right. You are going to be used in storylines.
You thought Shane said he thought Sting was going to turn on Darby last night. Oh my!
Yeah,
So there's some dissension going on.
I don't think Sting has any interest in turning on Darby. I think he likes being in a tag team
I
because he
think so
doesn't have
too.
to work so hard. I mean, other than when he decides to fall through a table, but
Yeah, at this stage in his career, he's being safe,
yeah,
and it helps get Darby. It helps put Darby over too. So I mean, win-win for him.
yep.
So
One more thing before we move on. Jericho cannot help himself with it. I'm sorry. I love Jericho. I think he's one of the best that's ever stepped foot in that ring. He's really good at keeping himself fresh. Okay? He's great. I love him. However, it seems like he cannot help himself but to latch himself onto the next big thing like a leech and sucking out all of their momentum and leaving them just twitching. I knew it was going to happen. Okay?
I thought it was
Ricky
a good match
Starks.
otherwise.
Ricky Starks had a great match with MJF. It was fantastic. The ending and everything, I thought, oh, okay, they're going to keep Ricky Starks and MJF kind of on the side. It's not going to be the main focus like with Danielson and everything, but they're going to keep this over here on the side,
Oh
keep
yeah.
building him, Ricky Starks up and everything. And Jericho's over there like, oh wait, somebody's getting over on their own. I got to be a part of this. And I know he won. I know he won this past week, but it's not over. And I bet you anything that Jericho is going to win this storyline too, because he's one that it drives me nuts.
It may or may not have. Well, no, he gave Eddie Kingston his first major win. So
Yeah, but it continued on, and now Eddie Kingston means hardly anything to that roster anymore because he
I
dried
know.
him up like a raisin.
I was like, I was sitting there like, dang, I ain't heard nothing from Eddie Kingston in a while. I'm like,
He was on Rampage a week or two ago, and
oh, okay.
him and Ortiz is in this something with the
That's right.
House of Black.
That's right.
I don't know.
Well, at least it's House of Black, but you know, I'm glad they're back. By the way,
Yeah,
yeah,
but they should be on the main show, not on Rampage.
Oh, I know.
It's
Almost as I could see Sting and Darby winning the AEW Tag Team Championships, could see him win the Trios Championship with a solid partner, maybe Keith Lee, Eddie Kingston. Speaking of Eddie Kingston, I don't know if that would make sense, but I do like her idea of Sting and Darby having the tag belts, but not now, obviously, but
it's going to be hard to take those titles off the Acclaimed right now.
Oh God, the Acclaimed is so hot right now. They are white hot.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling the Mister last night. I was like, I've loved them since day one. I'm just ecstatic that they're so freaking over right now. They deserve it. I love them.
I thought the fans were about to come over that barricade when it looked like Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal had won. I was like, oh, this ain't going to be pretty. This is going to be bad. And then when they restarted the match, I was like, oh, yeah, you better. You're going to have a riot on your hands if you don't.
I saw where they had initially lost, and I'm like, ugh. And then that happened, and I was like, whew. But, you know, Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal can handle that type of go-away heat.
Yeah, yeah.
Shane, what are your thoughts on Hook and Jungle Boy teaming up? They would be a great tag team. I did not know they were teaming up.
Mm-hmm. Against, oh, who is it?
Christian and Luchasaurus.
No. Oh. Who's Hook been kind of facing lately?
Powerhouse Hobbs.
No,
okay.
I don't remember.
You know, I'm not against them for being a tag team because both of them are great in their own right. I'm actually down for that. So, yeah, I did not know they were teaming up. Oh, Shane says it's Ethan Page.
Okay, right. Ethan Page and Morrissey or Big Bill or whatever his name is, he changes it every 3 minutes, so.
Ah, okay. Big Bill, Lee Moriarty. I really like Lee Moriarty. I really do. Timothy said he had a great time at the Holiday Bash back on December 21st. Oh,
I'm sure you did. You got to see your favorite Jamie Hayter in the best AEW women's match there has ever been since its inception. She knew you were there, Timothy, and so she decided to give you a present.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, my number one fan's here. I gotta have a great match for him.
Yeah. So, I really don't know much else, but I will mention this right quick. The matriarch of the Reynolds family, Sandra, she passed away recently. Dustin Reynolds confirmed the news on social media. Our thoughts and prayers are with the entire Reynolds family, and we are definitely thinking about them. I just wanted to mention that right quick. I did hear Shinsuke Nakamura shined in his match with the Great Muta, and I hope I get to see that match soon. But I don't really have anything else, I don't think.
No, well, we've been talking for an hour and a half now, so.
Yeah, and I could smell food the mister's cooking, so I'm like,
ooh.
Yeah. You know I can get Timothy says he wished he'd be taking Jamie Hayter home with him. Oh boy. So, well, I'm glad for those that showed up. Thank y'all for joining us as always. Once Marie makes it back home, we're gonna see what we want to do for the new year and stuff. I think it's next week. We are definitely having Sarah Fisick on from Buckle Bomb Entertainment. I believe we're doing that next Thursday. So we're gonna bring her back on the show to see how she's doing and talk some pro wrestling as always. And we got one more comment that I'll check out. Oh yeah, I want to know this too.
He did, and as soon as all the grandchildren were gone, he had his DVDs in the player, and we were watching Memphis wrestling all for the rest of the night.
Oh, nice!
And then he was sitting there thumbing through his book and everything. It was pretty good. Yep, he sure did.
I love it. Good night, Alma. Thank you. But yeah, thank y'all for joining us tonight. And
I have one more announcement before we leave.
You do.
I have my own YouTube channel that is launching next week on the 14th. It is called Wrestle Tales. Y'all have seen the previous ones that I've done on Peaches and Power Bombs, where I take storylines and read them like they're children's story books. And the ones that I've done were done really well. They did really well, and I thought that they deserved their own channel. So Wrestle Tales is coming out January the 14th. The very first one will be, of course, about our boy Eddie Kingston. It's called The Mad Kid of the Playground, and it's about him trying to find a place where he fits in with friends, and which has probably been about the story of his life. So, yep, stay tuned for that.
Alrighty. Well, okay. Y'all are keeping us on. Oh God!
You have no idea. It was awful.
State was on edge, man.
Ooh. I was sitting there when Ohio State was going for that kick, and I was like, "Oh, please miss it, please miss it, please miss it," and he did, and I was just like, "Yep."
Oh my gosh! Well, y'all know for me, gymnastics season starts this week, so I am very, very excited for gymnastics season. The Mister's gonna get sick of me.
That's Alora's football.
Yeah. I watch football, but yeah, college gymnastics is definitely my thing. His daughter used to do gymnastics, so I'm gonna see what she thinks about it, and that's kind of my plan for the weekend, because they're gonna start uploading YouTube videos this weekend. I'm gonna be like, we're watching this, we're watching that. Like I said, he gonna be sick of me. He gonna be like, are you just not going to? Yeah, we got to watch it. I got to see what's going on, because when I go to a meet, I want to know my shit. So we got a couple of ideas in mind, and as far as traveling and to there and seeing the girls compete, and Alex is at that age. He's like, I was like, hey, Alex, you want to go to gymnastics? He said, I heard something about girls in spandex. What? I'm like, oh, Jesus, here we go.
He's 15.
Well, he will be 15 this year.
Oh, will be 15. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bree's just a little bit older than him. Okay.
Yeah, going on 25. Thinks he knows it all.
Yeah, they always do. You think you know it all until you are 25, and then you realize you don't know nothing.
I know. I'm going to be 40 this year. I thought I was going to have all the answers, and I still don't, probably never will. So
I don't think anybody ever has any of the answers even when you're 80. I don't
No.
think you do.
No, absolutely. Well, guys, we will see y'all next week. And until then, we will say goodbye.
Peace.
So, give me a second because I forgot.
Too sweet.
Yeah, look, there we go. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night, sweet peach. It's time to go. Good night, sweet peach. It's the end of the show. We hate to leave, but we really can't stay. So good night, sweet peach. Good night.